Hi, welcome to The Artful Traveler. I'm Julie, and this is my channel where we are going to talk a little bit about where we're at. We are at Medina Lake at the Thousand Trails Campground in San Antonio. As you can see here, here's the rig behind us, and this is our scenery we have here. Just unbelievable. We are right on the edge of Medina Lake, which I'm going to tell you a little bit about. And the vastness, the sky, the beauty of this area has really grown on me. As I've experienced the beautiful sunsets, the amazing clouds, the rocks, and there's just the beauty and the dryness, I became enchanted. Medina Lake was created as a reservoir in, I think it's 1913. Well, there's been a couple enormous droughts. The lake has dried up. So there is no lake. I think down a ways there might be some water left. They say the drought is caused by a La Nina winter, but if an El Nino winter happens, all the water should come back. So I did a little painting this morning. You'll see it over here. Just kind of a sketch of the landscape. And I thought maybe today what we could do is sketch and do some watercolor paintings of the rocks, like a real close-up of the dryness and of the rocks and actually how beautiful they are. So let's get going. Good supplies are a must. Here are the colors I used as well. Now that we're set up, we begin the painting with these two tools. One is the Lyra. It's a water-soluble graphite, and a 1/2 inch flat brush. We're going to wet the whole surface of the paper first. It's really important to use a good paper so that the water doesn't just soak right in and stays on the surface. I begin by using the Lyra pencil and putting in different shapes of rocks, thinking of large and medium and small, and varying the sizes and shapes as much as I can in order to create interest. I let these lines go all the way to the edge of the paper. In my palette, I've added some colors, and here's the quinacridone gold. I'm going to splatter that all over to try to create some texture. This is such a fun process. Now I start to vary the colors. I love to splatter. It is so freeing, and there's really no way you can go wrong here. Now I start to work on the shadow areas, and you'll see as we develop this painting, we will go over and over the shadow areas to create the definition and the depth to the painting. Now I want to unify the painting, and so I create two different blues, one with a lot of the phthalo and a little bit yellow to create a marine blue, and then the other is an ultramarine blue. Using these two, I will grab my 1/2 inch brush and I will create some large watery sweeps across the page. As the painting is still wet, I grab some coarse salt and I sprinkle it to create even more interesting textures on the rocks. As the salt dissolves, it absorbs the paint and creates these wonderful little bursts. Now that the painting is almost dry, I use the thin liner brush to put in the deep crevices around the rocks. Even here I vary from green to blue to brown. Now let's add some interest to the rocks with some lines and veins. This is also a fun process that just however you're feeling, just start to add those lines. Think about the shape of the rock, going around the rock, splatter some more. Keep enjoying the process. I decided here everything was looking a little bit too much the same, so I wanted to darken an area. I'm feeling pretty happy with the overall look of the rocks, so the next step is really to add depth and shadows. For that, we're going to use some acrylic paint. The black acrylic paint is going to be worked within these shadows and really build it up. I also take the time to say, do I want the picture this way or do I want it the original way? I decide I like it the original way after all. And I use my acrylic paint, watering it very down to have a nice smooth consistency. And I start to work that deep dark black into the crevices, really bringing out those rocks. I decide I want the focus to be the center of the painting, and so my deepest dark blacks will be in the center, and as I work out to the edges I will fade them out. Really watering down the black, I start to put in some nice shadows, just some light grays. This creates all the dimension that I've been after. Now I'm just adding the final touches, and I think I'm very happy with this painting. I hope you have time to try this. Get out your watercolors and a little bit of acrylic paint. Next week we're going to be in Austin, Texas, and we'll see what inspires us then.